Hello YouTube, my name is Legend of DS and welcome to the MediaCreate sales analysis video for the week of the 18th to the 24th of September 2017. Obviously MediaCreate are the sales in Japan. Obviously that's what I should say, and that really was butchered like I always do. Okay. This has been a good week, let's put it that way, for the Nintendo Switch. It keeps on sounding fine. The PS4 is also doing well. The 3DS is finally, I think, starting to show signs of losing its capacity and its strength, and for the first time in a while, or the first time almost ever, the Xbox One finally surpassed the Wii U. So let's get started with the top 10 of the software charts. At number 1 we have Pokken Tournament DX selling 53,000 units for a port of a not that popular and big game in Japan, and a fighting game. It did well, opening number 1, and good sales data. Then at number 2, obviously Pokken Tournament DX is for the Nintendo Switch. Then number 2 we have Splatoon 2 for the Switch, selling 21,000. Oh, by the way, 53,395 were the sales for Pokken in its opening week. Then Splatoon 2 at 21,000. 800, almost 22,000, bringing the grand total for the game to 1.16 million, 1.1 million and 160,000 units. Very good numbers for Splatoon 2 this early on the Switch's life. Then Pro Evolution Soccer 2018, or Winning 11 for the PS4, selling 16,000 units, bringing the total to 81,000. Then the PS4 version of NBA 2K18, selling another 14,000 units. Number 4. At number 5, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, climbing up and selling 11,000 units, bringing the total for the game to 705,000. I believe at this point Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has outsold Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. I could be wrong. Then we have Destiny 2 for the PS4, selling 11,000 units, bringing the total to 81,000. Very cool sales between Destiny and Pro Evolution. Then for the Switch, Dragon Quest X all-in-one package, selling 9,000 units. I think about the same as the PS4 version of the game did. Then number 8, I believe, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, selling 8,273 units in his opening week. And I think we can say, unless NPD shows different numbers, we might be looking at the bomb of the year. I mean, I think it should teach Capcom a lesson that they should put some effort into their games and listen to their fan base. I'm not a... but let's see how this does in America. We know that in the UK it also flopped, and here it's a massive flop. Then at number 9, everyone's Golf, selling 7,000 units, bringing the grand total to 144,000. Then to close out the top 10, we have Dragon Quest XI for the Passing of Time for the 3DS, selling another 7,400 units, bringing the total for the 3DS version at 1.7 million. Very good numbers for Dragon Quest XI on the 3DS. It's a shame that the PS4 version is already out of the top 10 and the 3DS version barely hangs on to the top 10. It's a shame, honestly. Then the second half of the top 20, the bottom half, we have Project Cars for the PS4 version, selling 7,000 units. It is opening. Also a big decrease in the UK and another big decrease in Japan. I don't know if it's a big decrease in Japan, but it's poor numbers in Japan, 7,000 units. Obviously, Gran Turismo will play a big part in it, because Gran Turismo is releasing in a couple of weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Then at number 12, we have Monster Hunter Double Cross for the Nintendo Switch, selling another 6,000 units, practically 7,000 units, bringing the total to 140,000. Then Metroid Samus Returns, selling 6,000 units, bringing the grand total for the game to 37,000. Obviously this for the 3DS, and another 3DS game, Snack World Treasures, selling another 5,000 units, almost 6,000, bringing the grand total to 167. Then continuing on and showing amazing legs is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, selling another 5,000 units, bringing the grand total to 591,000. Then for the PlayStation Vita, a balance of Nier Admiral Koryuri Koran. I completely butchered that, I'm pretty sure, selling 5,450 units for this opening week. Then Uncharted Ancient Gods Treasure, which is such a better name than Lost Legacy that the West got. That's Japan gets such cool names. It's like Fast and the Furious is like called what, Sky Mission. This is the Ancient Gods Treasure. It sounds so much cooler. Anyway, selling 4,666. So you know, it's the God's Treasure, but it involves the devil somehow of in this weekend, bringing the total of the game to 27,797, which it's 28,000 units in Japan basically. Actually, no, it's 27.8, but it's close enough. Then Ryuga Gotoko Pole, Gotoko, probably butchered that one too, selling 4,596 units. It was opening. Then at 19, the PS4 version of Dragon Quest XI selling 4,000 units, bringing the total to 1,347,000. Obviously, this is just retail. It doesn't include digital, but still, it's such a massive difference at this point between PS4 and 3DS. It's almost at 400,000 units, and without digital, sure, but it's such a massive difference. But still, Dragon Quest XI is the best-selling PS4 title this console generation in Japan, with or without digital, so that's great. And then closing out the top 20 is it's the PS3 version of Pro Evolution Soccer, selling 4,000 units, bringing the grand total to 16,000 units. Good sales for the game, honestly, for the PS3 at this point in time. Yeah. So let's move on to hardware, where the biggest surprise was obviously the fact that the Xbox One beat the Wii U, and it came very close to the PS3. But anyway, the best-selling system in Japan was obviously, once again, the Nintendo Switch, selling 43,000 units. The Switch is doing very well for itself. I believe the only systems in Japan right now that have outsold it in the same time period have been the Wii, the DS, the 3DS, and the PS2, I believe. And I know that the 3DS at this point had to receive a massive price cut to get to surpass the Switch in the same time period. The PS4 continues to extend its gap in sales and beating the PS3 in the same time period in Japan by selling 18,000 units, the regular version. Obviously the Switch sold 43,000, I should have said. Then we have the new 3DS XL selling 8,000, and the new 2DS XL also selling 8,000. 200 difference between both of them. Combined sales, I believe, of all the 3DS versions and 2DS and the 3DS extended family, it amounts to something close to 19,000 units. So, you know, the PS4 this week ends up surpassing the 3DS. Then we have the PlayStation Pro selling another 5,000 units. The PS Vita struggling along and selling 3,000, almost 4,000 units. Then the 2DS, also closer to the 2,000s than the 1,000s, but selling 1,654. Then the new 3DS selling 379. Then the PS3 at 87. Then surprise, surprise, the Xbox One selling 76 units. And finally, the Wii U selling 56 units, although it's been discontinued for a while. Overall, the Switch represents got 48% of the market of sales of hardware in Japan. Very, very impressive. With the PS4 taking 26 and the 3DS taking about 20, which is again good sales for the 3DS. So they also, technically speaking, it means that that Nintendo got 60% of the overall market, which represents good sales, obviously. But yeah, this week was about seeing how well Marvel vs. Capcom was gonna do, and boy oh boy, did it disappoint. Marvel vs. Capcom selling under 10,000 units. I don't know, it doesn't seem like the game is gonna be the success that Capcom was hoping for. Obviously that game has a lot of problems, from the roster, from the way the game looks. I hear the game's fun, I just think that people are not that interested in the game. I mean, someone on NeoGaf has showed the numbers, and it doesn't exactly look good for Marvel vs. Capcom. I believe only the re-releases of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and the Ultimate version of Capcom of the third sold under this game, but they were the re-releases of it on the Xbox One, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the re-release on it, and or the original Xbox, and the 360 and the PS4 versions of Ultimate 3, which tells you a lot, you know. Not good numbers for Marvel vs. Capcom in Japan. Maybe the US will save it. Also, Ultra Street Fighter 2 surpassed it, selling almost twice as much, or about twice as much, than it, and it was released on the Switch with a much more limited install base in Japan. So yeah, the Switch continues to do well. So yeah, that's about the video, which hopefully, fingers crossed, will be the last video on my crummy old PC. So thank you guys for watching. I've been the Legend of DS, and I'll see you guys next time.